Welcome back to The Boys in the Iceberg, the podcast, where we watch The Legend of Korra. As always, I'm Caleb Ader.
And I'm Harley Davis.
And kicking off Season 2 this week.
Heck yeah, we are. Rebel Spirit, dog. Let's do this. Does that too fast?
No, that's fine. Anytime you want. You just go ahead and jump on in there.
Oh, you want to jump on right now?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about...
Dude, it's so far to scroll down here. Why do I...
I don't know. I
have it there.
I told you to pull it up.
I'm there now. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah, just read it.
Okay, here's the overview. Team Avatar and Tenzin's family traveled to Southern Water Tribe to attend the Glacier Spirits Festival. While there, Korra's uncle, LoK, attempts to persuade Korra to let him advise her about the spirits, but both Korra's father and Tenzin assert that she needs to focus on her airbending. However, during the festival, Korra discovers that it was her father and Tenzin. Wait, what? Rather than Aang who kept her locked away. And after a dark spirit attacks, Korra breaks off her studies under Tenzin and takes up LoK as her instructor.
I don't understand. Oh, wait, hold on. Go back.
I didn't get any of that.
So, what was that about Aang? Did you misread LoK?
No, it's Aang. A-A-N-G right there.
So,
fourth from the bottom.
That was her father and Tenzin rather than Aang who kept her locked away. And I don't understand that.
I don't either.
We just watched this episode, right?
Yeah.
Did we miss it? Because I remember the spirit attack.
Aang was not in this episode at all, though.
No, the spirit attack.
Spirit attack was in the episode.
So we need to get someone on that.
Which was awesome.
It was really cool.
It was like a kind of bad guy at a Scooby-Doo, but like the new what's new Scooby-Doo thing, not like the old.
We're coming after you. Gonna solve a mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. The trail leads back to you. What's new, Scooby-Doo? And then it...
Na 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 na.
Yeah.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. That's such a great show.
It was pretty good, yeah. I think the original's better though.
You ever watch A Pup Named Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, I did. That was like, do you know when that came out?
90 something.
No, it was in the 80s.
Was it really?
I know, because I
watched it as a child.
I understand that.
Were we alive in the 80s?
No, we were not. Definitely not.
Did we go back in time as children?
No,
we found a portal.
No, see what happens is like when they record things in the past, they can like play them at any point in the future. Like reruns and stuff.
That would be a good business, run reruns.
It's kind of like time travel.
Do people do that?
We're kind of time travelers.
Do people show reruns all the time?
Yeah.
Let's create a business.
It's a big business model. Well, no, because we need something to run first to rerun it, and we can't do that. I guess we could rerun this podcast, but you can just, if you would like reruns of this podcast, just listen to the episodes again.
There's a button on there, and it goes back. Or something. I don't know how this works. I don't listen to our podcast, so I don't know how that's set up.
No, but okay. So apparently, Aang didn't keep Korra locked up, but her father and Tenzin did. Yeah. So the entire gang, even Asami, travels to the southern. Are we in the Southern Water Tribe?
Yeah, it was.
It's kind of confusing,
Northern
right?
Water. No. It was.
Because how did they get to the Southern Water Tribe?
Because the Southern Water Tribe was where LoK is from, right? Is this what we're picking up?
No, LoK's from Northern Water Tribe.
So they go back to the Northern Water Tribe.
Yes.
Where's the festival take place?
I don't know. Read it. Is it in the overview again?
Teen Avatar and Tenzin's family travel to the Southern Water Tribe to attend the Glacier Spirits Festival.
They are at the Southern Water Tribe.
That's where Korra is from. Korra's from the Southern Water Tribe.
Yes, because her father...
Or no.
Yes.
That's where Korra got trained.
She is from there also, because her father, as we find out later in the episode, or is that the next episode? I can't remember.
That's
the next episode.
We'll get into it in just a minute, anyways.
Okay, so yeah, they attend the glacial whatever it is.
GSF.
Yeah. So
wait a minute, isn't that a drug?
GSF. No, I don't know.
Not a drug.
LSD.
No.
What are you thinking?
MDA.
MDMA.
MDMA. That's what.
That's a drug. That's ecstasy.
Is it ecstasy?
Yes. Or a form of ecstasy. It's what the kids today would call a Molly.
No, Molly is like just a clean ecstasy. Ecstasy has stuff in it, and Molly is like the purest form of ecstasy you can get.
I'm pretty sure MDMA is Molly.
Yeah, Molly's isn't Molly ecstasy?
Yeah, so is MDMA.
Yeah, but like, no wait, what did I just say?
What
were the words that just came out of my mouth?
I don't know.
Okay, so MDMA is what they used to call ecstasy. Now everybody just calls it ecstasy.
Okay,
and then Molly is like the purest form of ecstasy you can get. MDA is just another name for ecstasy.
I think Molly is the name for MDMA.
I'll have to Google that. I'll have to do some more drug research.
A colloquialism.
All right. Anyways, Yeah, no, they're in the Southern Water
They're in
Tribe.
the Southern Water Tribe. Okay, so they end up. Okay, so they meet Korra's family, kind of her uncle and two cousins.
Yeah, it's a huge thing because apparently they're like, what do we call that, royalty? Because they're chiefs.
So they're the leaders of the tribe.
Yeah,
They're like, I guess so if Pocahontas is a princess in the Disney princess canon, I think they get a royalty technically.
I always had a problem with that.
Yeah, she's not really a princess.
I love that movie.
Like kind of, but I mean, maybe she was from
Not-
Europe.
Not technically a princess.
No,
The chief's
but there's a
daughter.
couple. Well, there's another princess that's not actually a princess, right?
Is it Wendy?
No, Wendy's not a princess.
No,
I know
that was
this.
a Kingdom Hearts thing. No, Alice was a Kingdom Hearts thing.
Yes, Alice. That's the one.
That frustrated me.
Alice, I think, is a princess now, but
Why?
Wendy's not a princess, and they go out of their way to let you know that Wendy is not a princess.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
'Cause that was a Kingdom Hearts thing. Like you had to go find the 7 hearts of the the 7 princesses way back when it was just 7, and then 7 Disney princesses.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
they are like, "Hey, here's Alice. She's also a princess." And you're like, "No,
Because we need some more
they're not.
time in this game. Yeah. So
Southern Water Tribe.
what were we talking about?
The royalty of the family's a royalty. Okay.
Yeah.
So Unalaq is the chief of the Northern Water Tribe. This is what we're agreeing on.
Yes,
Okay.
he is the chief.
And so
Absolutely.
no,
Yes, that's true.
yeah, okay. Unalaq is, and then Tonrock is the chief of the Southern Water Tribe.
I don't know if he's the chief.
Why
I don't
is he
think
sitting up
is.
there on the chief's table then? Like it's like at a wedding.
It's
and
because
they're at the big table.
He's the brother of the chief.
That's why he's up there. It's his family.
Yeah.
Deal? Okay.
Probably.
Because Korra's up there too. She's in between both of them, which is it's a cool symbolism that she's in between Tonrock and Unalaq, and right now she's torn in between who she wants to listen to.
Yeah. Because she doesn't really want to listen to Tenzin anymore either, because she feels like she's mastered airbending. But
That was how the movie or the show opened up. She is now doing the little Aang airball thing underneath her legs, lap, whatever.
Yeah.
And whatever it's called.
We get to see that she
That doesn't matter.
she
Why did I
kind
say
of
that?
knows how to use the Avatar state now.
Yeah, she did what we saw Aang do when he took down Yakone. She tapped into it for a brief second,
Yeah.
and then she
No. She was in it for a while.
Well, it was very brief though.
Well,
Maybe not as brief as what he did.
because he used it. He didn't use it to use his powers. He just did it for like skill. But what she did was she goes into the Avatar state while she's crossing the finish line for their race or whatever it is, and she's still in it because Jinora sees her and says, "Hey, that's not fair. You can't use the Avatar state."
Janora's awesome, so she's probably right. But anyways, yeah. So and that's when Tenzin freaks out on her and says, "This is what this whole debate starts. This is where there's tension involved." Tenzin comes in and tells her she can't use the Avatar state as a toy. You know, it's this highly
She's taking it for granted.
Yeah, it's this super awesome power that she has, and she's using it to win small races that are just for fun. She's using it for petty reasons, and he says you should use it for
Noble reasons.
you know, with great power comes great responsibility.
He doesn't say
if
that.
you will.
He does not say that, and I won't. So then they travel to the Southern Water Tribe for this festival, and because Tenzin is no longer on the city council.
Oh yeah, there's a president. What's up with that? They changed the whole government.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they have a Congress now?
I don't
Because that's
know. I
the
think-
only reason, and a judiciary. Because that's
Probably
the
not.
only
It's
reason
just-
the
They
presidency
probably just
works.
use the word president as a nice term
as
for-
like a dictator.
as a dictator,
They just give him the supreme power.
or maybe like it's just a face, a political face, and he doesn't really do anything at
A
all.
figurehead.
Yeah,
But then why? No, because then Tenzin would still be there on the council.
who knows, man?
Well, I know it's not that.
We're gonna figure it out soon, though.
Maybe. I don't know. Spoilers? I don't know.
How is that a
Harlan.
spoiler?
Because
Diving into the
I don't know. Maybe people don't know anything about it.
That's fair.
But yeah, so they all go down to the Water Tribe because right after that, Tenzin is taking his family and Korra to the Southern Air Temple in hopes that it will let her get in touch with her spiritual side a little bit.
Which is the same air temple Aang went to. In
It's
like
the very first
first
one.
episode. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
the very no, not
Second
the first episode.
It was second. It was
I think
first
it was the
season.
third episode.
It was first season.
I think the third episode because
It's the first air
first
temple.
episode they find Aang.
Yes,
Second episode Zuko shows up.
they did a lot. No,
Are you sure?
it all happened in the first episode. No, I don't know. A lot happened. But anyways, yeah, it's the same. It's the same one that they air temple that they went to first in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes, and
So-
it looks a little different now.
It
There's
does
like
look a little different.
there's foliage growing.
There's new buildings there, like homes and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a significant more amount of buildings because there's actually people living.
Yeah, there's
there.
monks there. Like they're not airbending monks, but there's monks.
No, they're like. And why don't the women have their head shaved?
This was a thing.
Everybody else does, right?
No, this is a thing we find out later.
Yeah, but I understand about that.
But that's for airbenders.
Yeah. I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
Sexist.
Why wouldn't they shave the woman's head?
Yeah, right? Maybe it's so you can tell they're women. I don't know.
Why would it matter?
Speaking of men or women who look like men or vice versa, men who look like women, Korra's cousins.
Oh, yeah.
Desna and Ezra.
Eska. It's Eska.
Ezra and Durna have like this weird thing going on where they look exactly alike. Even though one of them is a male and one of them is female.
And Bolin is smitten for both of them.
Yes. Until he finds out that one of them's a dude.
And then he's smitten for the dude.
No, the woman.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah,
Desna? Or is that Eska?
I can't remember which one is which. It's Desna and Eska, and one of them is a girl, played by Aubrey Plaza.
Yes, from the famed show Parks and Recreation.
Now, when I watched Korra, this is when I lived by myself. I had just I watched a lot of TV when I lived by myself because I had nothing else to do. I had just finished binge watching Parks and Rec. So when I just started watching Korra right after that, it took me out of it for a little bit because I don't think God bless her.
You get mad at me for that.
Now hold on, it took me out of it, but I had just been saturated with her for like 9 seasons.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
So it took me out of it. I don't know if she's not a good voice actor, or if that's how she was just portrayed, but I
think she's a good voice actor.
Maybe
I think she does a good job.
The first episode I rewatched again here. Obviously, we rewatched it again. And
I like how it's
I wasn't sold.
It's the signature like dry Aubrey Plaza monotone sort of speaking.
Aubrey Plaza, play yourself.
I think it works well. I really do.
We'll find out. So we'll get a lot of that this season.
No, I already found out. Bringing the information to the public.
We're two-sided here. We're on two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. So Bolin. Oh, and also Bolin. We get a little bit of Bolin with Asami because he's her assistant now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, Asami's still awful. She has nothing to do with these next 2 episodes.
Well, she's in this first episode, but is she with everybody else?
No.
She's not?
No,
she's at the South Pole, though.
No, is she?
Yeah, because Bolin's there.
Where the heck did she go?
I don't know. But she meets with this guy.
Maybe the directors that they had to direct these 2 episodes realized that, hey, the fans hate Asami.
No.
Namely Harley.
That's definitely
Let's just not, even though I didn't watch it.
Yeah, you didn't watch it when it first came out.
There's a lot of backlash from this one guy.
Yeah.
And they just took her out for these 2 episodes.
No. What if they did it retroactively? She had a much bigger part. And then they heard the first season of this podcast.
Like Jar Jar?
Yeah.
That old Jar Jar theory?
What?
Did you ever hear about that Jar Jar theory?
No.
Like he's like the big Sith Lord?
Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So, what if she has a bigger part than we remember? Or, yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. So, yeah, so when the show first came out, she had a pretty big part, and she continued to have it the first time we watched this by ourselves and not together as a group. But then they listened to the first season of this podcast.
Oh, okay.
And then retroactively took them out of the Blu-rays, which I had in my possession before we started.
They snuck into your home.
Yes. We're making changes.
Yeah. No, she has nothing to do here. She shows up and she introduces Bolin to Varric. Is pretty much all she does.
Varric.
It's Varric, which is John Michael Higgins, which is the only thing that I wanted to pull out from this episode that I've written down, I think, other than the spirits are awesome.
Oh, we didn't even talk
John
about
Michael Higgins. Yeah,
we didn't even talk about that. Mako is part of the police force now.
Oh yeah, Mako's out there writing one-liners for when he captures thugs.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
And Bolin is still trying the pro-bending thing, but he has a terrible team now because Korra and Mako aren't with him because they're off doing their own stuff,
which they're
boyfriend and girlfriend stuff.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, and so Asami's super sad. She's depressed.
Good. I hate Asami.
I think that she might kill herself.
Well, suicide's not good, but good, Asami. I hope you do. Suicide.
Wow.
If you
just taking that stance.
If you feel down, guys, there are hotlines online. Google suicide prevention.
I'm just going to go on the record that I did say
Asami,
many times.
Do not look up those numbers.
Many times throughout this episode, I wished for Korra's death.
This episode or the next episode?
In either of them.
The first one she was kind of a dick. The second one she was a bigger dick.
She was
her dad specifically.
Yeah, so the bad spirit, or not even bad spirits, but dark spirits is what they're going with. It attacks the festival.
So they're not malevolent, they're just angry.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like a high bay.
High bay, like they're just a bit
Which,
different though.
Much different art style.
It does because if you remember that, they changed form with Aang. It was this weird like 6-legged something out of like a James Cameron movie. It was weird.
No, something out of like a Bleach. That's what it reminded me.
I've never watched Bleach.
There's
an anime.
There's too many episodes. You can't get through it
all.
You
can't watch Bleach. Is what he's
There's
trying to
legitimately like 1,000 episodes of that show.
So many.
It's crazy. There's 20 seasons.
I think I have that problem with anime in general because I tried to watch them on Netflix and they're just like, here's one season, here's 90 episodes in one season. I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
Well, because they go by arcs most of the time, or the ones that I've seen.
It takes 90 episodes to complete one arc.
No, there's like 3 arcs a season.
Oh, okay.
But it's just the difference between like programming in Japan versus programming here. We go by seasons, where I'm pretty sure that most anime is basically just they keep doing it. Like every week there's
they just don't stop.
Yeah.
That's fair. There's no break at all. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So yeah, the transformation for was it High-Bai or Hey-Bai?
I think it's High-Bai.
High-Bai. When that thing transforms, it goes from this deranged looking thing to this panda like thing. It's very soft. It looks like a panda.
High-Bai, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a panda. The one here is very demonic and looks like something crazy out of
It looks like something out of like
Scooby-Doo's worst nightmares.
Yeah. What's new, Scooby-Doo? We're not going to do that again.
I still don't know the words.
Okay, so what's new, Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. We're going to
solve a mystery.
I see you, Scooby-Doo. The trail leads back to you. What's new, Scooby-Doo? And then na 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 na.
All right, I got you.
Okay. I'm glad we did that again. Okay,
call back.
Yeah, So this one looks different. It's like translucent, also. Like it's not opaque. You can see through a little bit, and it shimmers. And High-Bai didn't do that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. Not the entire time, but when it transformed,
it's kind of like Aang when he goes into the spirit's world state. What do you call that state?
The Avatar state.
No, not
what
the Avatar
state.
About? When he like meditates and goes to the spirit world.
In case you guys didn't see that, he went into a full meditative stance.
Yeah, I went into the what do you even call that when the yoga sitting?
Is it a lotus?
Is it?
Isn't it the lotus
Something
pose
like
where you put your legs over top of each other?
Probably.
I think it's the lotus pose.
And it's offensive to say now, but we always call it Indian style.
Yeah, Indian style was no, because it's different. Indian style is just when you cross your legs.
Is it? No, Indian.
Lotus style is when you put like one leg on top of the other. Like it's not even.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Okay.
I went to one yoga class.
So
I know what I'm talking about.
I want to talk. I've done yoga a couple times at the fitness center.
So you have more experience than I do. I went once.
So why do we call it Indian style? Okay, did Europeans never sit cross-legged?
They just like, oh my god, this is a newfound revolution of how to sit.
They always just had chairs. They sat on chairs.
That's fair.
So that's weird.
Anytime I watch a movie that is based in like colonization Europe, like before they went to the New World, I'm gonna
watch for Indian style.
Make sure they don't sit Indian style.
Which I guess if you're watching like that era, or like in TV shows in general, or not TV shows, but like movies depicting that era, they're always really proper and they don't sit on the ground.
They were, yeah.
Which that might be.
They did have chairs. You're right.
Yeah, they did have chairs. Now that I think about it, they did sit in chairs.
I don't even know where we're at in this episode.
Something about so the spirit attacks, and Korra goes after it with fire,
like the Avatar does.
Yeah, she's having no luck, and then then Mako comes out, and Mako and Bolin try to take it on, and then they get killed. They get knocked off the cliff.
No, I liked that immediately. That they got killed. I like that you see her bending, and then Mako comes out and bends another element, and then Bolin comes out and bends another element. But what I hate, above all hates, is that she does not bend all 4 elements. You pointed this out. You're like, okay, water doesn't work, air doesn't work, fire doesn't work. You have 2 other elements, dog.
Yeah, and she's still trying to use fire against it.
I don't get why you don't try the other elements. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it not a thing?
That would be the first thing I did. Is like, what's going to be most effective?
Yeah, I had a huge problem with that when I first watched this. There's a lot of variables. Go back and just a lot of variables to why I didn't like this first time. She doesn't use all of her sources to her advantage.
Yeah,
that frustrates me. So
and she didn't even go into the Avatar state.
What's up with that? Yeah, she snuck into it earlier.
Yeah, we see her use it to win a race. But she's not going to do it for this weird spirit thing that she's never seen before.
That would have been the first thing I did. Just go into the Avatar state and defeat the spirit. Like, hey, somebody...
You don't even have to fight it. You just be like, hey, has anyone ever dealt with this before?
Yeah.
Like,
whoa, you're the Avatar. It's like, yeah, I am. Sorry, man. Sorry for wrecking your festival.
Yeah. So then her dad comes out, Tone Rock.
Who is a firebender?
No,
that'd be cool.
He's a waterbender.
Surprise!
He does some really cool, like Iceman style, or free. What's the
Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze? No, not Mr. Freeze.
Frozone.
Frozone. Yeah, he does some Frozone style, like sliding around on the ice, and he just tries. He doesn't even try hitting it with the ice, which kind of made me mad. He puts it in like a cage, which it immediately breaks out of.
Well, not immediately. He leaves a little gap at the top.
It does that thing where they're like...
It's in the tendrils up through it, and then just...
It does the thing where everything's calm, and they're like, we got it. This is all good. And then it bursts through the top.
Like, nah, dog!
And takes him out.
Yeah, he does try to contain it. So, I mean, the first 3 people that attacked it head on wasn't working, so maybe containing it would work.
This has got to be terrible for Bolin also.
Why?
Because for all we know, they're on like just a sheet of ice. And he's pretty much useless. There's
Do you
no
think
Earth.
you can't... Well, he does find Earth, though.
Where?
Where they're at, they're on a cliffside. Out beside the city, yeah. So that's what he does bend.
Okay. But
that's my thinking is, do you think he could feel the Earth?
I don't know.
Like how Aang could feel vibrations in the air?
Well, that's a little different.
Do you think he could feel the like there's Earth?
Probably.
Maybe. It's a feeling, like a home, like a welcome home feeling?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. That'd be cool.
I guess. Wow. I guess Toph kind of does that.
I don't know.
She could feel the library underneath all that sand.
She could.
So it's probably similar for ice. Did Toph ever go to the snow?
No, we were past the water tribes back when she showed up. Yeah, Yue was done.
And they never went back.
No.
Why didn't we get Toph? I don't know. Maybe there were spirits attacking.
Constantly going forward. And go forward. What's that Meet the Robinsons?
I don't know. What are you saying?
What's the Meet the Robinsons?
I don't know a specific quote from Meet the Robinsons.
Always advance or some nonsense like that. You never watched Meet the Robinsons?
I did, but I don't have a specific quote to pull from it.
I loved that.
I don't know.
I only remember let's shed some light on this event.
Oh, yeah.
Let's shed some light on this event.
Because that was like in all the like advertisements.
It was in all the trailers.
That's what, yeah.
That movie was not very hyped up. I don't even know if it probably bombed, didn't it?
I don't know. I mean, it was a pretty good movie.
I loved it. But you don't when you hear about Disney animated classics, you don't hear about that. Like,
well, because it's definitely not an animated classic.
No, but like the new 3D stuff.
Was that Disney?
It was like the new 3D stuff. You got Frozen, and you've got Moana, and you've got Tangled. Like those, you know. But now you don't hear about like Bolt or
Bolt.
Meet the Robinsons
or
there's others.
Who did robots? Was it the same?
It was Warner Bros. Wasn't it?
Was it? I don't remember.
No, I can't remember. But like I think it was DreamWorks actually. But I don't. But you don't hear about those. Like you don't hear about the older ones. Like Bolt had Miley Cyrus attached to it.
Yeah, and The Rock.
No,
wasn't not who was
Moana was The Rock.
But who was the voice of Bolt?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
I know it was like a
John Cena.
No, it wasn't John Cena. John Travolta.
Was it really?
I think so.
In my head, I have John Cena because he's funny.
But
John Cena's hilarious.
I don't even. Yeah, I guess that was probably like the height of John Cena, though. That was when at John Cena's highest point.
That dude is gigantic.
He's very big.
Anyways,
so they're fighting the spirit to no avail. Nothing they're doing is working
until they see this aura surrounding.
No,
the
it's
spirit.
not even aura. It's like water.
It's like black water.
It's kind of it's darker
it's dark.
water.
It's like a gray water, and it almost looks like to me when I first saw it, it's absorbing the darkness inside the.
No, it was a light in the darkness.
The swirliness.
It was becoming a light in the darkness.
I hate you for saying that again.
Yeah, I don't know, but it turns out that Unalog has shown up.
Yeah,
he is a spirit guy, I guess now.
Spirit dude.
And he's been gunning. He wants to train Korra. He wants to be Korra's mentor for some reason that we can only guess is nefarious in some way.
He just looks like a villain.
He does.
That's what I pointed out. There's obvious commercial breaks because they pause and they cut to black. There's commercial breaks in these. You know there is. But before the first commercial break, there was tension immediately between the two brothers, Unalaq and Tonrock. They stood side by side. They're on either sides of the frame, and then it just cuts to black. with eerie music. And you're like, okay, so good.
And if you compare them, I mean, Tonrock looks like he's a little wider. He looks like your superhero, like a Superman,
Like an early Justice League Superman.
Yeah,
those
he
huge
looks
bodies and those tiny legs.
He looks like, I don't know. He looks like a good guy.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm getting at. And then Tonrock, he's slighter. He's kind of thin. He looks a little weaselly.
He does,
and he does also look a lot like Tarlock.
But he talks very calmly, and he keeps a level head.
Yeah, he doesn't really get mad.
He maintains his composure whenever he talks, and I really like that.
He does that thing that I do to my sisters, just to get them mad. Is whenever they're getting mad at me, I'm always like, "Hey, just calm down. I'm being calm. You don't have to yell at me," and it gets them even madder.
Makes them less calm. Like,
yeah.
No!
And so, yeah, I think that's kind of his deal. He's always just trying to be the level-headed one, so he appears in the right.
It must work, though, because look at the episode. We haven't seen Korra this aggravated in a long time, if ever. She immediately just starts, vilifying her father, almost instantly.
It's like, oh, you can't do that with the spirits.
Yeah, and even Tenzin. She starts throwing hate speech at Tenzin, too. She's
but
like, yo, Tenzin, I hate you, dog.
She has not been swayed by the end of this episode. I think she still thinks that Tenzin's the right call.
It's a cool power, though, that Unalaq has shown us, that he can control spirits. And the spirit it goes from black, and it's reminiscent of when Aang was completely blue, or vice versa, and then became completely red, and then became blue again. He just changed complete colors, and then it faded away. And that was cool.
It was pretty. Yeah, it's a cool power.
Tenzin even tried to commune with it. Like, he's like, whoa, angry spirit, what have we done to offend you?
Yeah.
And then the spirit's like, dude, I'm going to punch you in the head.
Because it's a dark spirit.
Yeah, because it's a dark spirit.
So is that how this episode ends?
Where they're all kind of like a little bit at odds with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of tension. I think so. I think that's where the episode ends.
Okay, so let's read a little bit of trivia.
You go ahead and pull that up, dog.
And then we will talk about the next episode, because I think I like the next episode a little bit better. Okay, so the scene in which the Northern Water Tribe ships arrive at the South Pole bears similarities to the scene in The Last Airbender when Fire Nation forces arrive at the Northern Water Tribe.
We forgot to mention that, too.
And this is also the wrong episode that I'm reading trivia off of.
Oh, good,
because that's the next episode.
That's good. I was going to say, we forgot to mention that, and it's at the end of the episode, but you're looking at the wrong episode.
The new members of the Fire Ferrets resemble Mako and Korra, although the elements they bend are opposite to those players they replaced.
Neat.
I don't really care about the new, because I don't even think they're given names.
They didn't even give names, no.
No, they just move on. The new firebender of the Fire Ferrets also resembles the fan who cosplayed as Korra during the Pro Bending Championship finals. They give the year for some reason in 170 AG.
The foam mouth knockoff.
I guess so.
One of my personal favorite characters, the foamy mouth guy
from the original series.
Yeah.
The moving picture Varric showed to Asami and Bolin is similar to Sally Gardner at a Gallop.
I know for a fact you butchered that.
I don't think it's in a foreign language. It's just Sally Gardner at a Gallop. Which I thought was French, a sequence of photographs depicting a galloping horse, considered as the first film.
Really?
I guess.
Why didn't I know that? Why wouldn't I know that?
I don't know. Maybe.
I was less focused on the first film in my researches as the first theater. I know the first theater was created by the Lumiere brothers.
It was not, actually.
It was.
That was the character in Beauty and the Beast. The water shooting booth features targets the same chibi design of Aang as was used in the Super Deformed shorts.
What did you just look at?
So I think that chibi is like a...
Oh, yeah, you didn't watch those shorts that I told you to watch that are on the DVD.
And I don't really care about them.
They're pretty funny.
Tenzin attempted to reason with the dark spirits. It is a nod to how his father, Aang, tried to talk to hostile spirits in the original series.
Hi-bye, par example.
I guess you can say that.
I don't like these parallels for trivia.
That's basically all the trivia is.
This was like this. This was like this. This was loosely like this. This was extremely loosely like this. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
This is the first episode of The Legend of Korra not to be written by either Michael Dante DiMartino or Brian Konietzko.
I talked about that at the very end. Not that specifically, but I saw the names popped up, and I was like, who are these guys? I was super confused. Remember that?
Yeah, no, I remember it.
Are there any funny goofs then to make up for the lack of awful trivia? Or not lack of awful trivia, lack of trivia, that's good.
No,
continuity errors, anything?
Goofs.
Forget
I mean, there's...
Forget it.
So there's only 3 goofs on this one. And in the booth where Korra wins a plush Appa, there are 6 players with water guns, but only 5 targets. That's pretty funny. One of them's just not shooting anything. They just gave him an extra gun.
Here, kid. No, tear yourself out. Wear yourself out.
On the exterior shot of the passenger ship to the Southern Water Tribe, the paddles on this side of the ship are not moving. I guess.
Wait, are those paddle-powered ships?
I don't know.
Like, I'm picturing like a Viking rowboat.
I guess it's
Is
just
this what we're seeing?
No, this is not the ones at the end of the next episode.
Okay. I was like, they have waterbenders.
Yeah.
And engines.
Yeah, I don't know. They're in the Southern Water Tribe. You think
that's one thing I want to talk about. The attention to detail with the engine is super simple. Mako's motorbike that he drives, the engine was like shaking. I like that a lot. Like it was running. Anyways, continue.
No, that's it. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the next episode.
Are you looking for love in all the wrong places?
Well, luckily for you, we found just the right place for you.
Ingene's Egg Roll Emporium not only serves delicious egg rolls on Tuesdays, half price, and quarter price on Wednesdays, but also on the weekends.
And don't think that we forgot about the 1/8 price Thursdays.
Sometimes, Ingene's Egg Roll Emporium is a masterful speed dating source. Fridays only. Come join us.
And you're back here on The Boys in the Iceberg on KL 102 in the morning.
The only podcast that'll let you run through Avatar The Last Airbender and Korra, just like you requested.
Let you run? What do you mean run through?
I don't know.
What, are you talking about like a video game?
No, not like that, no.
Like a playthrough?
Kind of like maybe.
We should do like a let's play.
Like a secondary.
Let's do a let's play of Korra.
Like just an audio only. Play.
So this is like a speed run.
Let's not let them play at all. Let's play us.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know either. But anyways.
Don't cough into the mic.
Second episode of the second season of the second show we've done. Secondarily.
The Southern Lights, which is a play on the classic Northern Lights, which I'm sure is one of the trivia.
Probably. This has parallels to the Northern Lights. If you
in the real life. In the real life.
the real life.
What's the show? Real World?
I don't know.
It's like the reality.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
No, it's called Real House Lives. It's Real World, I think, is the name of the show.
I don't know, man.
Real World Los Angeles. Read the description.
Okay. Korra begins her spiritual training under Unalaq. The first step of his training is to travel to the South Pole and open up the spirit portal residing deep within the area. Mako, Bolin, Tonrock, Desna, Eska, and Pabu.
Wow, there's so many people.
Not Asami. Come along as well. Tensions between Korra and her father grow as she discovers the truth about his relocation to the Southern Water Tribe. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Totally.
Really?
That's it. Yeah.
Well, okay.
They're so back and forth between these
describing
overviews.
Every single piece of detail.
Let's give you all of it, or let's give you like half of what we saw.
Yeah. Somebody just stopped watching. Like, I guess this is good enough.
Maybe there's a link here though, because on the episodes that we don't really like, they give you like the full detail in the overview. They're like, if you just don't watch this episode, here's the whole everything that happened.
Yeah, I kind of like this episode,
and then we like this episode, so it doesn't give you all of it.
But yeah, so I guess last episode Korra had already made up her mind to train under Unalaq.
Did she make her mind and we didn't know that, or she?
I guess I just think these two episodes were kind of similar, so they kind of blur together.
They were meant to be watched together. I feel like it's kind of one on running.
Yeah, and this is our first foray into season 2, so tonally it might just feel like the same thing.
I like that though. Like people nowadays want to binge watch things, and I think if you make one long running show, like where it all just goes together, it all flows together, like the Lord of the Rings series, it all just flows together. I like that.
Yeah,
I would rather sit down and binge something than wait a week, like for podcasts.
I mean, hey, whether you're listening to this, just watch 2 episodes a week and just stay along with us. I wonder how many of our listeners actually watch the episodes.
Nobody. Our listeners don't even listen to us. So? Why would they watch the episodes?
I guess that's true.
Sorry, I got dark real fast.
Yeah, I feel great about that.
Yeah. So anyways, Unalaq has now swept Korra off her feet and started training her against...
Swept her off her feet?
Against
That's usually used in a romantic context, which is not what this is. She was smitten by Unalaq's training.
Uncle Unalaq.
Uncle Unalaq.
Some might call it Uncle LoK. Is that too much?
Yeah.
Is it good enough?
Yeah, no.
I like
No, it's not. It's way
great
too
enough.
good.
It's not. It's too good. It's not bad
Back
enough.
it up on the good. Yeah, but LoK is training her to be a spirit, a shaman, really.
To be a spirit.
I mean, that's really what it is. A shaman.
Training her to be a spirit.
No, a shaman.
I like it.
I mean, no, she wants to get in touch with her spiritual side. She wants to get a little bit of that Eastern spirituality that we hear so much about.
Eastern herb.
No.
The puff puff pass.
No. That's not, is that the East? Why?
I don't know.
Marijuana grows everywhere.
Doesn't it?
I think so. Why would they call it an Eastern herb? Did you just make that up?
Because alliteration. Would it be alliteration? Because I don't say the H.
I think alliteration goes by sound.
It doesn't it?
Probably.
Doesn't it?
Does
it not?
Does it not? Does not it?
Does not it?
I'm going to start saying that.
Like,
Aren't?
Yeah,
no, it's like how British people say in it after, like, they'll say in it. Does not it?
Is that an actual word? In it?
In it? Well, it's like, isn't it?
The only thing I'm picturing is that Jason Statham thing. I guess I sounded now, didn't I? Was it in it? Jason Statham is the only guy who can say in it and make it work.
That's not true. They
Yes.
say it. No, British people say it all
I
the time.
hate British people.
What?
Right? It's
No.
it's a weird statement. Just
Yeah.
a blanket statement for
All British people are
You're
scum.
the worst. It's just the teeth thing. It gets me all weird.
Whoa. Hey.
Getting dark.
So let's talk about this episode. I wrote down one thing for this episode.
I wrote down nothing. So clearly, we were paying attention to this episode.
Yeah, that's
and
true. But I can't remember anything about it.
Neither can I.
But they do traverse to the South Pole because it is the night of the equinox.
We see a lot of things go down. For some reason, we get introduced to these characters, Desna and Eska. I don't know why they're in this show. But anyways.
What do you mean?
I know who they belong to. Like, they're Unalak's
It's a
kids.
love interest for Bolin.
They're Unalak's kids. But
Oh, yeah, Bolin has started dating Eska.
One of the two. We got to figure out which one's which.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It'll happen.
They're the exact same person.
They are. They're twins.
So anyways, so he started dating the girl. And Unalak and those guys are going down to the South Pole. Is that what we're at?
Yeah, so they are traveling to the literal South Pole of the world.
And tensions are high between Korra and literally everybody else.
Yeah.
Korra's mad at her, but she's already alienated Tenzin. It showed up a little bit.
Tenzin leaves. He's gone now.
Yeah, Tenzin left. Because he kind of sees her as a mentor, father figure. He sees himself as that way. And then he doesn't see her that way. That's dumb. But that's what I said.
Korra, I've always looked up to you like a father.
All right, weirdo. But anyways, so yeah, he sees himself as that kind of father figure, mentor kind of person. And then now he's kind of respecting the Avatar's wishes of,
Which is dumb. You don't get a say if you're 17 years old.
He's
okay?
like, I'm really just
your parents know better for
I'm
you.
really just here to train the Avatar. I shouldn't have a say in your future. So I'm here for you, not the other way around.
I think he knows about the Avatar better.
So go about your business.
Listen to your elders, Korra.
As they say, go about your business. Don't they say that, don't they?
Who?
They. The ominous they.
Ominous?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You never use that as they?
Not
to say.
Yeah, but I mean, usually you have to have someone to actually point to. But anyway, they travel. They're on their way to the South Pole. And Korra and Mako are at odds for some reason. Korra and her father are at odds for some reason.
Well, because Korra's being a dick, okay? And we finally get a little backstory on Tonrock, which is cool. I like. They do set this up really well. We've already met the father. It wasn't one of those, lower than the torso pictures that you get like on Tom and Jerry, where it's just the legs. You've seen this character. It's not a one-dimensional character with a voice. All right, we've seen this character. We've met this character. We got the name of this character. Now we're getting backstory from this character, Tonrock, Korra's father. He at one point in time lived with his brother, obviously, in the which
Northern
Water Tribe, and he was the leader.
He was like a general in the army.
In the military. And then one day, some ruffians attacked.
Barbarians.
Barbarians.
They go out of their way to call them
Barbaric
barbarians.
ruffians.
I don't know if they ever said ruffians, but they did say barbarians. And he goes and tries to kill all the barbarians, but they run into a sacred forest.
Now, do you guys know who James Cameron is? Of course you know who James Cameron is. Don't answer that. Have you seen a little movie called Avatar? Of course you have. It's the most highest grossing film of all time. But anyways.
You have a point for that?
remember that scene where the big tank comes in and bulldozes the forest after Sam Worthington makes out with that other girl. And they bang. Neytiri.
What's her name? Uhura.
Yeah, what is her name? Saldana.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, okay. When that happens, okay, when they do their little alien mating, okay, and they tear down the forest, it's like that scene. That's a very spiritual forest that they have there.
Is it like that scene?
And then it's not. There's
It's
no
not
there's
at
no
all.
parallels at all.
Are you gonna be okay?
I'm
with
trying.
that?
My body's doing so many weird
Okay.
things right now.
So yeah, it's not like Avatar at all. Not in the least bit, except for the forest part.
Except for the forest. No aliens, nothing.
No. But they go in there, and in order to take out the barbarians, they end up flooding this sacred forest that supposedly spirits live. In which
This is what I would have done, okay? When we get a shot back of the forest in shambles, and it's just the trees are broken, branches are bent, people are
dead.
upset.
People are dead.
People are dead. What I would have done is I would have just raised the water levels up past the trees.
What would that accomplish?
Hold on. Because
And create like a super rad lake that you can like skate on. and
Dope,
stuff.
bro. Yeah, get your skateboards out, bro. No, surfboards. Whatever.
It's none of those things.
Listen to what
It's none of
Listen.
those things.
Okay, so anyways, what I'm trying to say, raise the levels. Okay, raise the levels of the water because you're a waterbender. You can do that.
Yeah.
Raise them until those people because were those people benders? The barbarians?
I don't think the barbarians were benders.
Okay,
no.
cool. So they're at a disadvantage here. Raise the water levels.
They're just
past the
defenseless
tops
tribal
of the,
people.
past the tops of the trees. They didn't bring boats into the forest. They didn't think ahead. Duh. And then wash them out, and then bring them towards you, and then lower the levels of the water again.
You don't think that still would have messed up the trees?
it wouldn't destroy them like that happened? You watched; they were smashed like a hurricane came through.
Okay, but then why did
Because
it
a
smash?
hurricane
'Cause
came
They
through.
did. It didn't actually, but they did raise the water up.
Yeah, and they left it there. That was insane.
Yeah, why didn't they drain the water?
I don't know.
Why didn't they drain the swamp? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
That's why we elected them. Yeah, so they take out the barbarians, but they end up destroying this sacred forest, and they're just
like
oh.
Avatar.
And I don't. So one thing I don't understand, like if somebody said, "Oh, there's a sacred forest in the Amazon, don't destroy that," okay? I would be like,
Like not even from a tourist point of view though. Like you're making it sound touristy. Like you live there.
No, hold on. Well, yeah, okay. So say that
You're a local.
There's a forest right next to my house. Okay, say, okay, there's spirits that live in here. I'll be like,
A little skeptic of the spirits. First
yeah,
of all.
I
Let's
don't know
start
about
there.
the spirits, but they live in a world with confirmed spirits. There are legitimately confirmed spirits, and there's an avatar that's in touch with the
For
spirit world.
example, hi-bye. Yeah, and everybody believes the Avatar's a real thing, and the Avatar's the bridge between both worlds. Why would
Yeah.
you not just question that?
Hey, that would have been pretty cool if they did like a Star Wars Episode 7 and jumped into the future, and then it turns out people didn't believe in the Avatar anymore.
What in God's name are you talking about?
When they don't believe in Jedis.
Oh, like the mythical thing, like
Yeah, like
That
it's,
would have been
it's a myth
cool.
now. That would have been pretty cool.
your hokey religions and stuff, or no
Your
match for
avatarism.
blaster.
No, but they literally
your
live,
avatar is no match for my blaster.
They live in a world with confirmed spirits. It's like there's not even a question. So, Sacred Forest, please don't destroy it. I guarantee you there's a spirit in there.
Yeah, and you're a leader, like a military leader. You should have the knowledge of that. Even if like you're a peon, I kind of get it. Okay, sometimes you don't know things, but you're a military leader. You're someone people look up to. Why you gotta be an idiot?
Yeah, of course.
So already they're villainizing Tonrock or vilifying Tonrock, whatever you want to say. And so that's what Korra's mad because Korra jumps up and immediately says, "Hey, dude, you're an idiot. I hate you. Go away."
So that's what we got. They banished Tonrock for this because the spirits did come out of the Sacred Forest and they did attack.
So here's a question: did they banish everyone else who was following orders too, or did they just banish Tonrock
I think they probably just banished Tonrock because he was the leader.
because he's the idiot of all idiots?
So is he the chief of the Southern Water Tribe? Are we to believe that?
I want to think that, but you disagree with me when I mentioned that earlier.
But see, that's what I would say it'd be very, very lucky that the Avatar was born to the chief of the Southern Water. But I guess he was going to be the chief of the Northern Water Tribe. So why does that always seem to happen?
What, they are born to someone of importance?
Yeah. Why, like, that's literally the entire thing of Star Wars. Star Wars is literally just you're an important person because you're born in this family.
You're a Skywalker. Go mess some stuff up.
Yeah. So why does that always seem to happen? Why can't Korra just be born to just a regular person?
Could you say a peasant person? Like a slave? Like an Anakin situation?
No, because he's the Skywalker. He's the start.
He's the beginning of it all.
Yeah, because he didn't have a father, Harley. He was born to midichlorians or whatever.
Cut back to Tone, Ruck, and the gang. So now we find out that he was banished, and Cora finds that out too. At the same time,
Cora kicks him out. She sends
Kicks
him
him out of the
home.
group.
Why?
Out of the little clique.
He's an asset, is what I would call that.
Yeah, and Cora is currently being the first syllable of the word asset.
Oh,
Burn.
sick burn, bro.
Gotcha. So yes, Cora's being a jerk, all right, and she is completely had it up to here with her. You can't see that up to here with her father.
Yeah, so she sends him packing, and then they get to the South Pole on the solstice, not the equinox, which I think is the same thing, basically, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, because it's where it's something to do with the sky. But apparently this is when the spirit world is most in touch with the physical world.
Like Halloween.
Or like Avatar The Last Airbender, when they have to go to the island on the solstice.
Like Halloween.
No, actually, I guarantee... Okay, I'm going to call it right now. I guarantee you one of the pieces of trivia for this episode is the solstice is when they go see whatever Avatar Roku in Avatar The Last Airbender. I guarantee it. I'm going to call it right now.
This parallels this.
So the trivia is trash in this show. Like, listen, none of us actually watched this show. We're just drawing parallels.
Yeah. We didn't even watch this show.
We didn't. No.
So after Tonrock leaves, they go to the southern forest, which is basically exactly like the northern forest, the sacred forest, but it's on the South Pole now. But it's encased in like ice. It's frozen solid.
And Unalak goes, "This is where you must go.
Only the Avatar can bring peace to the 4 nations.
Only the Avatar can go
Who
by
is that?
itself and commit its destiny.
The night your father died, I cleaned his wounds.
There's no doubt he died by his own glove."
Okay. Shut up. That's enough of that. Yeah, so Unalog is like, okay, you're the only one that can do this.
We're getting lazier with his name.
We are...
Unalog.
What is it?
It's Unalog.
I have Unalog written down.
It's
Is there a-
Unalog. It's
Is there a Q on the end?
Q on the end.
Okay. That's dumb. Yeah, so Unalog sends her into the ice thing. She's getting attacked by spirits.
The icy realm of death.
Apparently got to find the light in the darkness. She finds it. She goes into the Avatar state right at the last second, and then like a giant pillar shoots into the sky, and the southern lights have returned.
A sky portal, like you've seen in
It's not a portal.
every single.
It's not a portal. It's the southern lights.
It's a beam from a portal.
It's not from a portal. It's from
They're
the
going
light.
to a portal.
The
She
light
even says
in
the word portal.
Okay, I'll give you that, but the portal's not in the sky.
Okay, but it's a light from a portal, and then it goes up, just like you've seen in every other movie
And
ever.
then we cut back to Jinora
Yeah,
at the Southern Air Temple.
Oh right.
And then she's walking around the room with like all the
Creepy
Avatar
avatars, yeah.
statues. We saw her earlier. She got like a little bit. I don't know. She had like a premonition or something.
A little shake. A little
when
mental shake.
when she was staring at the statue of her grandfather. Which, did she meet her grandfather? No, she wouldn't have, right? No, because
No,
Korra
she's
was
younger than
born
Korra, yeah.
before. Huh. Well, that's very sad for Jinora. Moment
But-
of silence for Aang.
Anyways, so
Hey.
No, it's fine. I don't care.
That's disrespectful.
Hey, who cares? It's not real.
Okay,
Take that.
yeah. So we cut back to Jinora right after Korra opened the portal, or perceivably opened a portal.
And she is standing in front of this statue that has those little swirly gigs that Unalak made around the spirit, around this avatar. Like it's sketched. Or
I don't even know if it's an avatar though, because it's like in a hallway.
Yeah, she's like in the corner of a room somewhere.
So
We need to pull it. We need to watch that part again because I was confused too.
Yeah.
Person. There's a person
with no arms, and it's a statue made out of wood.
Yes.
And it's got like this weird thing behind it. Like it's not just the statue of a person. It's like
There's a lot
enveloped-
going on.
Yeah. It looks really old, is what I got from it.
So it might not be from that.
Well,
person.
when I'm thinking,
it might be older than bending itself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because it's carved out of wood.
Yeah.
All the other statues are stone.
Yeah.
which that's a little weird,
we
right?
We might dive into this pre-bending stuff
What? On the podcast?
later on in other episodes.
Well, that's spoilers.
It's not spoiler territory.
It's a little bit of a spoiler. Maybe people didn't know what. Okay, but
Nobody watches this show.
yeah. So that's how it ended. Or no, it doesn't. It ends with we get to see that Unalog is maybe not the good guy that we thought he was, even though we didn't think he was.
Because the forest is now cleaned up, and the storm that was surrounding the forest is now gone. The Southern Lights are back, and they're all happy.
And Unalog brings in his military force.
Yeah,
and he says, "This is the only way that we're going to be united for eternally."
Something to that effect, yes.
No, just verbatim. But yeah, so we get to see maybe he's going to take over the Southern Water Tribe. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Because he's talking about unity, and he wants to bring this. He says that the Northern Water Tribe helped rebuild the Southern Water Tribe after the 100-Year War.
Yes, that's what. So Korra has done this great feat for the spirit thingies.
And, okay, so they didn't stick around for the portal either. She opened it, and then
I think they were just. It was like a cleansing, like a chakra cleansing. Like they weren't going into the spirit world; they were just clearing this portal.
I would have gone to the spirit
I
world.
think his plan will be to open up both portals. Maybe is the portal in the northern section open?
No, because the forest is destroyed. So I don't know how they're going to do that.
Maybe his plan is to open up both, and maybe both of them have
I wonder,
to be open.
do the portals connect to each other?
Well, they would be polar opposites. So maybe
I don't know what that means because this is just.
Well, like it would go through
magic.
like the entire world.
But do you think that's how portals work?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I think that
Never played that game.
I don't know. Well, that's how it works in Portal. It just you open one portal and it's connected to the other one. So I think that might be what he's trying to do.
Well, it's like a doorway,
Is it? I don't know how these portals work. Do you have to go through the spirit world?
I have no clue, man.
Is there like one portal in the spirit world and you go through it and you have to walk 5 miles?
If one gets closed, you have to walk all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, man. We might get into that later on.
I don't know.
I'm feeling since this season is called Spirits,
That's true. We're going to deal with a lot of spirits.
we're going to deal with a lot of spirits.
A lot of spirits.
And you talked about this a little bit. You just nixed my argument. I brought up that I usually don't like one season only villains because then you're at a problem with that next season. A lot of people may not see this, but I do. The next season comes up, you get a new villain, you get a fresh face villain, you get his new, whatever his agenda is. Then you're curious, like, where did this villain come from? Why was he not on the rise? Why don't we see any kind of anything for him in the last 13 episodes? Well, I like this. We didn't see anything from the Northern Water Tribe at all in the first season.
And I think that's kind of due to the nature of Republic City. Like, Republic City is this... You okay there?
Yeah, this melding pot of...
Yeah, so Republic City is like the modern world. There's telephones, there's radios, there's all this stuff, and everybody's connected. But there's not really that much connection with Republic City outside to anyone else. Like, everywhere else is still basically the same as it was before. There's new technology.
Yeah, they're
and stuff
they're
like
bigger
that.
and stuff like that. Like they've expanded.
But it's still kind of the world without the quick communication. And I think that makes Republic City kind of insulated. So
shut off from everything.
Yeah, so the events of the first season were Republic City, but this one is we're back to the entire world now.
Yeah, well, that's what you pointed out when I argued that. You said, well, what did you say? I had it in my train of thought just choo-chooed right off the rails, dog. Chugga, chugga, choo-choo.
You want to stall a little bit more?
Nah, you can pause it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
What did you say, man?
We'll be right back. And we're back. And so what I said in regards to Harley's argument was maybe these big spiritual things keep happening or just started happening because Korra unlocked the Avatar state.
And since that's spiritually connected, then maybe that's
It set off a chain reaction through the spirit world.
Maybe. And maybe that's why Unalog is just not mentioning it to other people. Like he said, he tried to mention it to Tone Rock like early on in their lives, but
that was like
he's making it known to the Avatar now.
That was before Tone Rock went and destroyed the forest.
Yeah, and that reminds me, in our flashback when he destroyed the forest, the spirits came out, and Unalog saved the day. Unalog did his little spirit thingy as a young.
How did he figure out how to do that?
Yes, That is the only problem I have with these episodes.
Well,
is
maybe
he just kind of just came out of nowhere. With
maybe
that.
he learned it from the spirits themselves. Twee and Law do reside in the Northern Water Tribe.
That would be cool.
And he's in a super spiritual place.
That would be cool.
It would almost make sense if he weren't evil.
Whoa, we don't know that yet.
Oh, I can tell.
That's some spoiler stuff.
I can tell. I honestly do not remember how this season plays out. But I'm going to say
You ever seen God of War?
he's not a good guy.
You ever played God of War?
Yeah.
When
Is it like that? It's like God of War?
the ending where they get huge and they punch it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that how it happens?
That's how it ends, yeah.
Unalak and Korra
Just God of War
grow
themselves to
and fight.
Schwarzenegger in proportions.
Yeah, but
Scooby-Doo, that's what that's from.
I don't.
No, that's Shakespearean proportions. No, he's at Schwarzenegger in proportions.
Are you talking Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
That's Schwarzenegger and Oaf. I'm thinking of the very beginning of the first one where they defeat the ghost guy. And
I don't remember that.
And he's like, I was a lover, Pamela. I loved you from Shakespearean proportions.
Who was the guy?
I can't remember, but they unmask him.
Yeah.
The Schwarzenegger Oaf is from the second one, where they're in the lab,
yeah,
the laboratory.
Shaggy gets real buff.
Oh, you Schwarzenegger Oaf.
Oh yeah, because Scooby's talking at that point.
I want to stay buff forever.
Hey, we need to wrap this.
Yeah, we do. It's about an hour.
So how does this episode end?
The ships come in, and they're like,
the
dun, dun,
yeah.
dun. Like
I was going to say before, I don't think that Korra is justified in her anger towards her father. Her father made a mistake when he was younger, and he paid the price for it.
He was banished from his tribe.
Yeah, so I don't understand how that's like really lying to her. Like, she wasn't going to understand.
No, not at all. And
So
she's
I don't
still
think
a child. So why would you tell her now?
Yeah, I just don't get it.
I wouldn't gather my teenage nephew over here and be like, listen, I once murdered a bunch of people, like through inaction. I don't know. That'd be stupid. That'd be dumb. They would not understand that. Their brains are not fully
Their prefrontal
developed.
cortexes.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Okay, let's read some trivia in this thing.
We should just call it trivia parallels now. Let's read some parallels.
Let's read some parallels to Avatar Last Year. There's one. The scene in which the Northern Water Tribe ships arrive at the South Pole bears similarity to the scene in The Last Airbender, when the Fire Nation forces arrive at the Northern Water Tribe to launch a siege.
Is that the same one you tried to read earlier?
Yeah, it's exactly like that also. Milo running into a rock while riding the air scooter is similar to the manner in which Aang collided with the statue in the opening sequence for Avatar The Last Airbender.
Never compare Milo to my Aang ever again. I will kill you.
This is the first episode Asami does not appear in since her introduction in The Voice of the Night.
Thank God.
Which is a parallel to Avatar The Last Airbender when Toph doesn't appear in one episode.
It actually says that. Look it up. I swear to God.
Yep, look it up. Okay.
We're not changing it at all right now to make it say that.
I think that's a sufficient length for a podcast, right?
Yeah, about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Or 18 or something.
Should we just sit here and wait till it goes entirely to an hour? That's only like a minute and a half left.
Just wait for 2 hours.
Just upload like the last 2 hours or hour of silence.
Let them just hear us playing just like rock, paper, scissors in the background or tic-tac-toe.
Why would we play rock, paper, scissors?
Because why not?
I wonder if it would do you think, okay, so if I turn the gain all the way up on this mic, would it pick up us scrolling on our phones? Do you think they're powerful enough for that?
I don't know. We could turn our the clicking sound on.
But does it
do smartphones still have the vibration thing where you scroll and it just
I don't know. You probably turn that on. But I'm just saying I think that we should sit in silence and then like mess around on our phones and see if any of that translates into podcast. This is like, I don't know. I feel like this is like experimental podcast, and we need to push the envelope, right?
Yeah.
We need to just try stuff.
We do. I mean, it's not like we have a million viewers, so
Yeah,
it's not
no,
not like we're trying to cater to the audiences.
And
cater to the masses here.
podcasting's kind of like this groundbreaking form of entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, have you ever heard of radio? Nothing like that.
So we gotta like find new ways to stand out. Is anybody still listening? I think I'm gonna put this after the no, that's dumb. Let's just let this play
Leave it
out.
in now.
Okay, so 33, 34.
Holy smokes, we're doing this, guys.
Wait, should I count down?
We're gonna count down the last 10 seconds, like a
Should I? Okay,
New
well, you
Year's
gotta
Eve.
you gotta get ready.
like Y2K, bro.
Okay, so we're at 44.
Ready? 2.
No, hold on.
2,
hold on.
1, go.
10, 9, 8,
7,
7, 6, 5, 4. You get 3,
3,
2, 1.
Just like in the movies,
we
wrong.
counted too fast. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for listening. You can check us out at Boys in the Iceberg on Twitter or boysintheiceberg@gmail.com. As always, I've been Caleb Bader.
And I have been Harley Davis.
We'll see you here next week.